Before Rome was an empire, before its legions marched across the known world, another power held sway over the Italian peninsula. This was the world of the Etruscans. They were a vibrant and sophisticated people who flourished in the land they called Etruria, a region we now know as Tuscany. For centuries, they were the dominant force, a civilization of great wealth, artistic flair, and profound religious conviction. Yet, despite their immense influence, they remain one of history's most compelling enigmas. One of the most enduring debates about the Etruscans concerns their very origins. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus proposed a dramatic theory. He suggested they were migrants from Lydia, in modern-day Turkey, who fled famine to seek a new home in Italy. However, modern scholars largely support a different view. The archaeological record shows a gradual development from the earlier Iron Age Villanovan culture. So, the current consensus leans towards the Etruscans being native Italians, whose culture was brilliantly enriched through extensive contact with the wider Mediterranean world. They adopted the Greek alphabet, admired Greek pottery, and engaged in trade, but forged something uniquely Etruscan. The political landscape of Etruria was not a single unified kingdom, but a collection of powerful and independent city-states. Cities such as Veii, Tarquinii, Caere, and Volci were the hearts of Etruscan life. Despite their independence, these city-states were bound together by shared language, religion, and culture, forming the Etruscan League. Etruscan society was aristocratic in nature, governed by a wealthy elite whose power was based on land ownership and trade networks. Militarily, the Etruscans were a force to be reckoned with. They dominated central Italy and were a formidable maritime power, controlling the Tyrrhenian Sea. Etruscan culture bursts with a love for life that is immediately visible in their art. Their tomb frescoes are lively scenes of banquets, dancing, music, and athletic games. Men and women are often depicted reclining together at feasts, suggesting a more egalitarian social standing for women than was common in Greece or Rome. Our understanding of the Etruscan language is one of the most intriguing aspects of their mystery. We can read it, but understand very little of the language itself. Religion was absolutely central to the Etruscan worldview. They believed in divination, particularly through inspecting the livers of sacrificed animals. This practice was so renowned that the Romans later eagerly adopted it. The prosperity of Etruscan city-states was built upon rich natural resources. The region was blessed with fertile agricultural land, yielding abundant crops of grain, olives, and grapes. Beyond the fields, Etruria's greatest wealth lay buried beneath the soil. The land was incredibly rich in metal ores, particularly iron and copper. This abundance fueled a thriving trade network. Etruscan ships sailed to Greece, the Near East, North Africa, and even as far as Gaul and Spain. The most iconic Etruscan craft is their distinctive black Bucchero pottery and exceptional work in bronze and gold, creating stunning statues and delicate jewelry. The decline of Etruscan power was gradual. The first major blow came from the sea when their naval dominance was shattered by Greek fleets. Celtic invasions from the north and Roman expansion completed their downfall. The long war with Veii, which fell to Rome in 396 BCE after a 10-year siege, marked a crucial turning point. Rome systematically conquered one Etruscan city after another. The final absorption was a process of cultural assimilation. Etruscan families were granted Roman citizenship, their language fell out of use, and their distinct identity faded as they became Romans. Yet the Etruscans did not simply disappear. Rome was built on Etruscan innovations. Architectural techniques like the arch, religious rituals, and political symbols like the fasces. They were not merely a prelude to Rome, they were its teachers. The Etruscans were a lost world whose echoes can still be heard in the very foundations of Western civilization.